Hi, I'm James Coker with the Armchair Warlords, and this is part 8 of our Pathfinder Introduction tutorial. I'm going to talk about alignments. Now, Pathfinder is a role-playing game, and picking your alignment is the guide that your character is going to use whenever they're trying to make moral or actionable decisions in the game. Characters who know what they're doing, or players who know what they're doing, will play their character to their alignment. That makes the game more interesting for the other players. It makes the game more interesting for the character. And if you pick an alignment that doesn't necessarily go along with your own personal set of morals or beliefs, then it's a good role-playing experience for you. It can be a lot of fun to get out of the idea of, upholding the social contract and being a good person all the time. Maybe you want to play a neutral character and be more free-willed, or maybe you want to play an evil character and see what it's like to go on murderous rampages and just, generally sow misery and make people's lives hard. So the Pathfinder system uses the original D20 system for alignments. You have a 9-part table that is divided on 2 axes between lawful, neutral, and chaotic, and good, neutral, and evil, and a combination of all of those things. So on the upper end of the table, you've got the lawful good alignment. Now, lawful good means that you always obey the law, you always do the right thing, you're the typical Boy Scout, you always want to make sure that everyone around you is doing right, and you really can't tolerate people doing evil in your presence. So first of all paladins are required to be lawful good. This is why some players get annoyed with people who play paladins, because if they want to do more freewheeling things in their campaign, then it can get kind of bothersome to have someone standing beside you going, oh well, I can't really allow you to do that because that's not a good thing to do. But if you're rolling around with a party of all good people, then having a lawful good character is not a problem, because they're the ones who are going to uphold the law and make sure that the greatest good comes from every situation, as long as it's within the confines of whatever code or of sense of ethics that they adhere to. Next, you have neutral good. These are the types of people who do good just for the sake of doing good, who like to spread joy and cheer and make sure that everyone's happy and that everyone's enjoying themselves. This is a not commonly played alignment, because it does give you room to do some of the things you want to do, but at the same time, good people don't just act out in chaotic ways, or neutral good people rather don't just act out in chaotic ways. They have a method to what they're doing, and they strive to make sure that altruistic things happen, like the needs of the many outweighing the needs of the few. Your next section is chaotic good. That's probably one of the most common alignments that people play, and it's one of the most common alignments that people accidentally play if they're not concentrating on role playing. Most human beings fall into the chaotic good category. They want to do the right thing and they try to do the right thing, but they're also not afraid to blur the lines of black and white, or to cause some harm if there's going to be a good result in the long run. And that's typically the way the chaotic good alignment is supposed to work. You're someone who wants to have a good end, but you're not necessarily afraid to get your hands dirty or maybe, fall down a bit in order to accomplish that good task. On the neutral tree, neutral alignments can be pretty difficult to play if you play them exactly the way the rules are written. The lawful neutral alignment, for instance, you are supposed to be the ideal of an unbiased judge. You're able to make decisions based on whatever ethical standard or moral standard is presented to you, or whatever one you represent. So, and the judge is actually the example that they use to describe this alignment. So you judge based on the best outcome for your given situation, or for the situation applying to the people you're judging. For the true neutral alignment, it's rare that you'll actually see someone play this, and it's even more rare that you'll see someone play it correctly. True neutral people have very little motivation to do anything other than what they were born to do. This is a person who doesn't really care one way or another about good and evil, doesn't really care one way or another about law and chaos. They're only concerned with their specific role in society and what they're supposed to do. Typically, druids who reside in some type of grove or forest somewhere and are responsible for caring for that, these are going to be your true neutral characters in the game. For chaotic neutral, this is also an extremely common alignment to play, even though people don't always play it correctly. Chaotic neutral individuals do whatever they feel like doing whenever they feel like doing it. They're very libertine, they're very whatever pleases me, I'm going to do it, and they don't really care about the consequences of their actions. So these are your free spirit types who do what motivates them, not necessarily with any concern for law and order or any concern for hurting anyone or for benefiting anyone. On the evil tree, you start off with lawful evil. Lawful evil can be a very fun alignment to play if you're into exploring that type of role playing. Your lawful evil character is your corruptor. He's your powerful tyrant or your power broker who sits behind the scenes and manipulates individuals to accomplish his own means or his own ends. A lawful evil character will make contracts and will adhere to those very strictly, but he's built those contracts in a smart way so that the people on the other side of the table are harming themselves without even realizing it and benefiting him at the same time. This is a very manipulative type of evil character who enjoys sowing misery by tricking people into harming themselves, pretty much. Your neutral evil character is your truly natural-born sociopath. This is a person who likes to commit evil just for the sake of committing evil. It's your sadistic murderer, your serial killer type. This person will lie without thinking about it. They will kill without thinking about it if it benefits them. They'll hide their crimes or the crimes of others if it amuses them. And last on the tree, the diametrically opposed alignment from lawful good is chaotic evil. Chaotic evil characters can be extremely difficult to play in a game because chaotic evil characters are devoted to death and destruction. They like to sow chaos and rampage everywhere they go. They're very difficult to control. They're also very difficult to get to cooperate, which makes them hard for characters to play in a game setting because the whole goal of playing a role-playing game is to be in a team or in a group of adventurers who are trying to accomplish a similar task. So if you've got a guy who's constantly disrupting your objectives, then it can be a little frustrating for the other characters, and it can also get frustrating for the player himself because he gets sort of tied to having to say, well, I can't really hang on to this group of people or maintain a relationship with them because my chaotic evil alignment drives me to want to kill and destroy them. So one last thing to remember when you're playing is that most players, and the GM especially, will appreciate it if you play your alignment. Some GMs will actually force players to play to their alignment or prevent them from making decisions that go against their alignment. So it's a good idea when you're building your character to have in mind how you want your character to act and what you want him to be like, because if you're playing with someone who's going to make you stick to your alignment, then it's good to know from the beginning what you want that alignment to be. Changing alignments in the middle of a game can be very punitive if a GM plays right. Usually they will penalize you in the form of experience points lost or denying you certain opportunities because you didn't act in accordance with your alignment. So just some things to keep in mind when you're selecting this. If you're a true role player, this can be one of the most important decisions you make when you're building your character. And I'm James with Armchair Warlords. Thanks for watching.